I'm standing outside Michigan's only prison for women, and right now, lawmakers from both parties are raising serious concerns about what's happening inside, including allegations of toxic mold, delayed medical care, retaliation against staff who have tried to speak up, and a woman who died after what should have been a treatable infection spiraled out of control. This is So What Michigan, where we slow things down, follow the receipts, and ask who's actually being held accountable when the state fails the people who are in its custody. Here's the deal. Last week, a bipartisan group of lawmakers held a hearing to find out what's actually been happening inside this facility. And what they heard was about 90 minutes of testimony alleging that the Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Ypsilanti isn't just being neglected, it's dangerous. There's a woman inside named Crystal Clark who has been reporting black mold in the building since 2016. She now has a fungal infection in her lungs and what lawmakers describe as visible mold growth in her ears. Her face has swollen and gone slack. She can barely walk. And there's also Jennifer Wallace, who died inside this prison last November from an infection that started in her tooth, spread to her heart, and, according to her family, wasn't treated in time. Multiple reports, lawsuits, and sworn testimony all point to a pattern inside Huron Valley. Persistent mold problems, ventilation failures, and women getting sick. A federal judge even wrote last summer that the facility is infested with mold, that it eats through the brick, drips from ceilings, and falls out of air vents. And he said the Michigan Department of Corrections response wasn't to fix it, it was to hide it before visitors arrived.
Who removes the mold? Is it
It's the women. It's the women.
Unacceptable.
The women inside say they're the ones doing all the cleaning, with gloves, sometimes a mask, and a little bleach, but only when someone important from Lansing is coming in that week. And then there's a separate report that found that women here with disabilities are routinely missing their meals and medications because there aren't enough functioning wheelchairs. And here's what makes this bigger than one prison. Michigan spends more than $2 billion a year on its prison system. So when lawmakers, both Republicans and Democrats, are sitting around in the same hearing, all asking what the hell is going on here, that says something. Because the state has custody of every woman inside this building. And once the state takes custody, that means they take responsibility. So this isn't about politics or party affiliation. It's not even about whether these women deserve to be here. It's about whether incarceration in Michigan should include exposure to mold and unsafe conditions. So what? Well, Jennifer Wallace is dead. Crystal Clark is begging not to die. And if these allegations that are emerging are anywhere near accurate, then this isn't just one bad facility. It's a systemic oversight failure inside a department that answers to the state. Lawmakers are now pushing for testimony from prison leadership. There are active lawsuits moving through federal court. And outside civil rights groups are demanding audits, immediate mold remediation, and more independent oversight over what's happening inside this place. The Department of Corrections says it's committed to health and safety. Now we find out whether that commitment leads to reform or whether it takes another tragedy to force a change. Hit follow. I'll keep tracking this, and I'll keep making it harder for anyone to look away.